Welcome to our readings from Pilgrim's Progress, John Bunyan's great classic, published first in 1678. It was written largely, I think, while he was in prison. He was in prison for a long period of time, extraordinary, 12 years, from 1660 to 1672, a second term in 1675, just for 6 months, all for holding religious services outside of the auspices of the Church of England. And it comes in two parts. The first part is the story of the salvation of Christian, who's an everyman figure. He stands for any of us who are Christians, who makes his allegorical journey from the city of destruction to the celestial city. And then the second part, his wife Christiana and their children, and a maiden called Mercy make just the same journey. And I'm going to read from my new edition, which is probably 19th century or early 20th century. I can't find a date on it. This means there are no problems with copyright because it's the original text, whereas modern transliterations, modernized versions, there might be a problem with that. But it does mean there's some archaic language. Occasionally I'll translate that, and much of the time I think it makes perfect sense, even though it's slightly old-fashioned. I'm going to provide a list of scripture references, and then I'm going to as well quote some of the scriptures that Bunyan includes in his text, perhaps particularly in the comments afterwards. I'm not going to read them all out because it'll really break the story up. There's a lot of scripture references put in brackets in the middle of the text. Why have I chosen to do this in this way, Pilgrim's Progress? Well, because I think it's a grim time at the moment. It's a particularly tough time as we plug on in the late autumn. We've gone into lockdown again. Coronavirus has been with us. And we need something to stimulate us, to warm our hearts, to challenge us, to keep us going in the paths of perseverance, I think. And this is a great way, I hope, to do those things. It's also because we were thinking about the book, particularly a couple of weeks ago when we preached on Psalm 84 in church. Psalm 84 verse 5, do you remember? Blessed are those whose strength is in you, who have set their hearts on pilgrimage. Well, Bunyan did that, and he calls us to do the same. And of course, it's good to read Christian books, isn't it? I hope this will be a bit of a stimulus to us as we read it together, to read some more on our own. This, the greatest of all the Christian devotional classics, I think. The Pilgrim's Progress, or as it's properly called, the Pilgrim's Progress from this world to that which is to come. I hope you'll join us.